Hey guys, this is Reco McDaniel. Thanks for joining me again for the Blueprint for Success video series. And I want to just take a few minutes to share a concept with you guys that I've often shared with many of my coaching clients. When they get to the point when they're on track to achieve their dreams or to get rich, as you will, and they start thinking about quitting. See, because most people want to build wealth. That's why they go out and they venture into different areas to start their own franchises, because they want to develop a residual income. And I want you to understand, I want to pause really quickly to help you identify this, because if you were looking at this headline, it was talking about getting rich. And most people think getting rich involves money. Okay, most people think getting rich, you have to be able to do something bad to people or get over on people or do something sinister in order to live the lifestyle of your dreams. And I want people to understand, especially if you're watching this video, getting rich is not all about money. Okay, getting rich is about having success and wholeness in every area of your life. Getting rich is about success. In fact, I'm wearing one of our t-shirts that we actually sell at our seminars and even on our website. It's our Blueprint for Success t-shirt. And when you think about success, success is encompassed in all areas of your life. Like it says, personal growth, faith, health, time freedom, family, discipline, knowledge, determination. It also says failure. Okay, failure is a part of success, financial independence. And that's some of the things that we talk about and we teach at our Blueprint for Success seminars and the webinars and the keynote speeches we give all across the country. But the bottom line is, when you're shooting for success or you're trying to get rich, sometimes it could be a very daunting task. Sometimes you could feel like, hey, I'm beating a dead horse. I just can't make it happen. In fact, a few years ago, I was sitting down with one of my coaching clients, okay, one of my mentees, and we were about to get into a coaching session, and I was helping him kind of fine-tune some of his ideas for his business that he had. And at the time, not only was he an entrepreneur, but he also had a family. He also went to school part-time, and he also had a full-time job. And if you're watching this video right now and you have a family and you have a full-time job, you know, and maybe you're in school and also you're trying to run a business, you can understand how difficult it could be. Because I know when I initially started, in this whole entrepreneurship journey, all those things I had going on as well, and it was very difficult at times to stay focused. It was very difficult at times to stay on track. And the guy was asking me, he said, Rico, I just don't know if it's worth it. Because I'm doing all of these things, and it seems as though the harder I fight to try to keep my head above water or to try to make it to the next level, I get knocked back down. And he said, the reality is this whole getting rich thing, he said, Rico, this thing is just too hard. And I said, listen, I beg to differ. I said, because I believe getting rich is easier than working for a living. He said, Rico, I don't understand. He said, because even though I don't get paid that much at my job, the reality is if I go to work every single week, I'm going to get a check. He said, but I've been working this business for so long, and I've been trying to build it up to a point where I can leave my job, and I can't even make enough money to pay my bills. He said, this getting rich thing is hard, and sometimes I just want to quit. I said, well, before you quit, I just want you to think about something. I want you to consider this perspective. If you're watching this video right now, I want you to consider this same exact perspective. So let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked my mentee at the time. I said, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know right now trying to get rich in every area of their life? I'm not just talking about financially, but I am talking about financially, but I'm also talking about, health-wise. I'm also talking about in their social lives, in their relationships. I'm also talking about, spiritually. I'm also talking about all the areas of their life. How many people do you know right now trying to get rich in every area of their life? And he sat there for a minute, and he started to think, and he started to say a name, and nothing came out. And he thought about it and started to say a name, and nothing came out. And I said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I said, now let me ask you another question. How many people do you know right now just trying to get by? And without even flinching, he said, Rico, that's easy. Everybody. And I said, exactly. See, that's why getting rich is easier than working for a living, because you have no competition. Nobody else is even trying. So you got to understand that when you are going against the grain and doing things that most people wouldn't do, that's the way you're going to get results that most people will never get, because you're willing to do those things. But you can't quit. So you got to understand, you got to keep going. In fact, there's a great book out, and I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called the Holy Bible, okay? And if you haven't read it, I suggest you pick it up sometimes and ask somebody who reads it. Maybe they can give you a good referral on a chapter or a page in there. You know, in that book, there's a passage, and it says, the race is not due to the swift nor the strong, but the one who endureth into the end. And I totally believe in that, because you got to understand that most people will quit. See, most people think getting rich is hard, but to me, I understood when I was broke, that was hard. I understood being barely able to pay my bills, that was hard. I understood that thinking about having to go through that my entire life and having limits on my time with my family, having limits on what I can do with them and do for other people, having limits on whatever dreams and goals and aspirations and ambitions I had, that was hard. See, it was hard for me to envision staying where I was. So if you want to succeed and you want to get rich, you got to understand that there's something greater on the other side, but we got to work for it. See, what you got to understand is when you get on track and you figure out what it is you need to do, and you figure out who it is you need to be, and you get the right leadership and mentorship, you have the right people around you, and you start doing the right things, you can live a lifestyle that you never even dreamed about before. See, not only have I been able to witness that personally, but I know plenty of people that's able to live that lifestyle right now. So the question I have for you is, are you willing to go through what it takes to get to the success that you want? Are you willing to do what it takes to stay on track to win? See, because if anybody's going to live the lifestyle of their dreams, if anybody's going to be able to move into the home they want, if anybody's going to be able to drive the type of cars they want to drive, if anybody's going to be able to travel the world and give to their charities and be able to spend all the time with their family, if anybody's going to leave a legacy, why not you? Why can't you live the lifestyle that you want to live? And I'm telling you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, if you're on track to getting rich, you should stay on track to getting rich, because getting rich is easier than working for a living. We'll see you next time on the next Blueprint for Success video. God bless. See you next time.